always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving.
Welcome back to the Romanian Reaver channel and my playthrough, What the Fuck? Also known as Starfield.
You and me both there. I do the best I can to uphold the law, but I expect I've had as much success restraining Genghis as the Chinese did. I do what I can. Roosevelt and I are both of the same. I'm for whatever side wants to keep the peace. It means that the pragmatists and I are often on the same side. But you might be surprised the number of times I've had to ask some of them to back off some nonsense. That's a generous offer. Well, I hope you enjoy. And by the by, I may have access to some essentials I've picked up. Happy to sell them to you. Of course.
Xenoverse. Okay. You have a limited amount of cash, but I will sell you something. I feel that will help him. Also that. That. Yeah, you have it.
You're always welcome back.
Okay, so let's see about Genghis and whoever the fuck else was the other one.
I had hoped you would visit me. Good. Know that you stand before Queen Amanirinas of the Kush, queen of a dead kingdom on a dead world. But I earned my name, and even the sands of... In truly ancient times, my land lay south of Egypt, a harsh country. History is enamored of my contemporary Cleopatra, but she would have withered and died had she tried to rule my land. You walk our land a few footsteps and think you know If you don't believe me, know you are not alone. But I feel in my bones that I am a Manirinas for true. The great and the terrible. I remember things no one has told me. And the smells. The right scent. And I... Have you no faith of your own? Something you hold? It is the same with me. If your mind and heart remain open, once I called upon mighty arm. However, on Crucible I still lead. Have you had? We are the ones who will take our rightful place in this, to bring in a new glorious age and break the endless. So many scoff at the mission. Before we are reborn here, there are words all of us are told, that we are the chosen. We are meant to better ourselves. All of us represent the greatest figures in our history. You are skeptical. My advisors thought the same when Augustus Caesar stood unbeatable at Kush's border. I made war against the mighty Romans. I took their cities and fought them to a draw. No other king or queen can boast of that honor against that famed Roman. And that's just me. Some of the greatest lions of all ages are... What are bureaucrats, petty politicians, and... If we could do it ourselves, I do not care if you think my plan is insane. But what I want, when someone has achieved their potential, the facility is supposed to set us... But the machines have been breaking more and more over the years. And no one has ever been I need your help to properly fix the facility so that we can... The facility is another place on this a place we cannot go. I need you to go to the facility. The robots and what drives them is not here. The facility is where they come from. None of us can travel there. Go there, please. And see if the
Let's also see what Genghis has to say, because he's probably gonna have a fun one.
You're the most exciting thing that's happened, well, ever.
Not gonna lie, this place looks interesting.
Stranger, weapons out! They come! There will be blood!
I've seen a great many things in this experience. More than most. And right now, words fail me.
The man from the stars. And you're not afraid to get your hands dirty. I guess the world out there is Genghis Khan. A pleasure to meet you. My namesake, yes. I'm really just a lowly prisoner. I am pleased that the dangers out here are of no concern. You cannot be fully human if you... The novelty will... So Franklin told you of us. Oh, some of us think that makes us special. But that is blind arrogance. I never really thought about that. But all this talk... Too many of the others grovel at the feet of the damned robots. The renegades will not submit. And what? A prison of the mind and the body. Crucible holds out a throne and says, but thrones are meant to be taken. But it is a tantalizing I do not know. Everything else. I imagine the settled systems are not so settled that a man who does not shrink from violence... If Crucible had not hobbled us, I have died a dozen deaths trying to find a way out. You get too far or disobey too much, then death. But now the robots have made a grave. You hold our future. Even if you think I deserve this cake, if you want your heartstrings tugged, talk to Amelia Earhart. You know of the facility, yes? Go there. It is not much to ask, and it will...
I'm tempted to
So, you have heard from the... I must confess, I'm very curious what an outsider thought of them. You might be the first objectively neutral party. It takes more than a great person to achieve great things. I fear we would be ill-equipped to do. The facility has gathered some of the most... It has told them that they should lead in a golden age via whatever means they see appropriate. Setting us all loose, part or as a whole, would invite disaster. Certainly. It is evident that the facility is decaying. It is both unsustainable. Our community must be weaned off the machines. Allowed to raise families so we can pass our lessons to the next generation. One day we will be worthy of going to the stars. Yes, and not to be indelicate, not for lack of try. Are we even human in this state? Do not listen to passion. Genghis can... In some sense, we are an abomination. A science project made for... Once we are fully human. Fully self-reliant. Please, I beg you. Listen, look, and think. I hope for all our...
To be honest, I would go with the Believer. Oh, come on, game. There you go. Nearly froze.
Over here! We need to talk. Listen, it's not safe to talk here. It's about Roosevelt. There's something you needed. Thank you. There's a, well, cave. Please. Ideally, before... I'll meet you at the cave.
We should strike them.
You came. These clones, they're psychotic, crazy. I'm sorry. I just can't take the... I'm sorry about... I'm not Wyatt Earp. I wish. God, how I was cloned off a monster. America's first serial killer. H.H. Holmes.
Well, that is... less.
He was a deranged lunatic on old Earth. He'd lure people there in this crazy hotel with all sorts of terrible rooms. But I'm not him. You gotta believe me. It's like a living. If you go to the facility, I know you'd find out. And if you let any of these bloodthirsty maniacs know, but no, that wouldn't be the end. Every time my new clone would appear, death, torture. I'm afraid it's you or me. I'm going to kill you. A few of the old-timers know I used to go by Bill Hick. I mean, I had to make up a story. I always used to read the dime. I figured I knew enough about Wild Bill and Wyatt to pull it off. I just had no way of knowing what my previous life had picked. So I played dumb. Roosevelt. I really don't. Besides Ada and maybe Amelia. You're the nicest person, but the other clones, they would tear me apart. They're the monsters. I just don't want to be tortured. Please. I just don't see a way out. I can wish it. There's a screwed up honor. If you're wrong, I don't want to do this.
Do they have any
Dumbass.
thing of value?
Ah, you son of a stupid son of a... Granted, H.H. Holmes was one of the worst ones around. What he said is just the boiler points. Basically, yeah, ran a murder hotel with death rooms, basically. Rooms where you got locked in and you would have no way to get back out again. Usually he'd gas you if you are lucky. If you manage to get out of that, then the fun would begin. And usually people would get, well, they wouldn't leave there alive, obviously, and they would usually end up sold for spare parts. This was pre-organ donation, so you would just be sold off for science, dissections, etc. Because back then, this was the Victorian era.
Soon. Could we talk?
I'm working hard, Captain.
I have been thinking about what we talked about before. We spoke of the difference between having a purpose and having goals. I believed myself right in the moment but thinking more, I have been single-minded in my pursuits. I have always believed the decisions I made were... I have sacrificed much to be where I am now. And... Thank you. I have always believed. I have told you that I am not one to... I am not... I promised to provide for my family. That meant working. I have spent my adult life away from my home. Jumping from... It certainly influenced the way I see the universe. I was convinced from the beginning that it was unwise to let anyone get too close. I often find other people complicated and confusing. It's... Until now, I have disagreed strongly with that idea. But therein lies What I am trying to say is that I now wonder. I appreciate that more than you know.
Oh yeah, this looks much better. And that makes sense. Man, and I armed that guy to the teeth. Jesus Christ, was I stupid. But at least give me an asbestos, so... Eh. Eh. That always reminds me of a bottle. No, I don't have a drinking problem. I hope. I've never been that well.
Such beauty in the midst of nothingness.
Meet your
The facility. Jawohl. Yeah.
Facility seems to have new permanent residents. I doubt they will be interested in leaving.
Onion. Ah yes, fossilized bread. Best thing for the hardy mind.
How quickly?
Quite quickly. Now
We'll
shut
get
up.
that done. Something has been here. Could be non-hostile, but best to be quiet. Perfect.
I always save the succulents. Hmm. Ah, mi spaghetti. I have a feeling we have to go down.
The spoils of victory. Hopefully they amount to something. One less target. One down.
There was a big fucker there though. Holy shit! Wow!
Even normally docile creatures can react poorly to intrusions into their territory.
What I get for not saving more often, you know? There's a big fucker down there. Fuck me, no, 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 no. So yeah, we need a shotgun.
Are you prepared to die? When I see it with my own eyes, it is still hard to believe. You died. Where? Thank God. There you are.
Okay, but we'll leave it off here now, ladies and gentlemen, because it is 40 minutes. Catch you guys and gals next time. Thank you for watching, or more precisely surviving up until this point, because gods know the editing's kinda interesting and my voice has a melodic tone to it. If you like what you saw, feel free to hit the subscribe button, like button. It does help out the statistics of the channel, gets more visible, you know, stuff like that. And to be honest, at one point I would like to actually make this a job so I can do better content with better quality, more games, more coverage, you know, stuff like that. Take care.